Locked. It was just opened. The window is covered by a thick metallic shutter. I don't think I can force it open. Quite the security, quite the night for a fright. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Pull out the map. It's the part of the music. The game does pause. RPG Maker games pause when you go to the menu. But I'm thinking about this. It's not in my room. I probably need to pull out my match somewhere and find a key item, come to think of it. The only problem is, apparently he'll spot me immediately if I have my match pulled out, which makes sense, but yeah. Alright, so I can't reach down to the third floor until I find somebody, I guess. That's gonna be in the gallery or the lounge. Let's go on downstairs, and I don't want to get caught by the killer, so I guess I'm gonna pull out my match in here. Any shinies, any shinies. The only problem is I don't know how to put out your match. Oh, there's a shiny here, actually. What is this? There was a golden ornament in the middle of the chessboard. When I picked it up, my head started to ache. Ouch, my head.
요즘 몸은 좀 어때?
Oh my, we got voice acting back again, and it seems to be a flashback to something. Interesting flashback scene, though.
응? 어째 날이 갈수록 말라 보인다 너.
아, 그러게.
가끔은 밖에 나가서 산책도 좀 하고 그러는 게 어때?
응.
아무리 책이 좋다지만 그렇게 계속 집안에만 있으면 없던 병도 생기겠다.
알았어. 조심할게.
이거 받아.
이게 뭐야?
그건 아버지의 유품이야.
For a second I thought that was like my brother, like Satmu or something, but since he said your father, that must mean that we're not blood related, at least we don't have the same father. We might be blood related, but not same father.
그걸 지니고 다니면서 아버지의 희생이 헛되지 않도록 항상 노력했으면 좋겠다.
아버지.
아버지가 널 구하기 위해서 필사적이었던 건 너도 이 집안을 이어갈 소중한 가족이었기 때문이야. 생전에 너에게 기대가 많으셨다는 거 알고 있지? 언제까지나 과거에 매달려 있어서는 안 돼. 이제 그만 떨치고 일어나도록 해.
노력할게.
노력? 노력이라고? 지금 그걸 말이라고 하는 거냐? 노력이 아니라 반드시 그래야만 하는 거야. 집안이 이렇게 아수라장이 된 게 누구 때문인지 벌써 잊어버렸냐?
형...
너는 네 행동에 책임을 져야 돼. 다음 학기부터 편입시킬 테니까 그렇게 알고 준비나 해. 이건 명령이야.
My head is cracking. With a headache that felt as if my skull was splitting in two halves, some kind of illusion flashed through my mind. I was not sure if it actually happened in the past, but I could recall that this ornament was a relic from my father. But I had no idea why the ornament, which I should have been carrying with me, was left here. I might have just lost it at some point. After a while, the headache subdued a little, and I could move myself again. Obtained a golden ornament. I'm gonna check out the art gallery. Ah! Who was that right now? Or I guess I'm gonna check out this person. I am follow it, do not follow it. I love how it says I am. Alright, let's see. Since I just made a save file, I'm gonna say follow it, and I actually would follow it anyways. That'd be my initial choice, because, you know, I'm curious about what the event is gonna trigger. But I'm gonna see what else happens if I do not follow it, because this game does have multiple endings, and etc, etc. So I will follow it. Seeing that it is running away, it may not be the killer. Let's follow it and find out who it is. I carefully ran through the dark corridor and followed the shadow running ahead. It runs so well in this darkness. Oh, Jesus. I would have exercised every day if I knew this day would come. The shadow in front of me was unexpectedly fast and disappeared into the darkness. But it could not have gone too far. The only place to go from here are the storage and Min-Woo's room. It must be inside one of them. It must not be as smart as it is fast. What's it thinking running away to a dead end? However, it may mean that it is an outsider who does not know well about this mansion. That is, it could be the killer. I should be more careful in checking out. Save on my second save file because I'm not following this route. Obtained an ear pick. Obtained a carrot. The windows are reinforced. I'll check out storage room first. Obtained a red ornament. Oh, okay, of course! Burnout match, burnout. Okay, I just, you know what, load. I just literally saved my game, so I'm not gonna deal with your killer bullshit. Let's keep in mind he's in this room. Obtained a red ornament. Obtained a carrot. Red ornament, what's that? Recovers health. Okay. Chocolate bar. Small but healthy substitute for a meal. Mentality levels recovers a little. Okay, so I know he's right in this room, so I'm just gonna go on and do what I can. Actually, let me let don't waste my run. Alright, so I'm gonna grab the things up there and I'll come back in here later. A screwdriver. It may come in handy at some point. Obtain the screwdriver. Now I know he's in here, so I'm just gonna walk away. What is that smell? It smells like gasoline. It's not working because of the blackout. Without electricity, it's nothing but a simple box. Min-Woo is not in the room too? Where did everyone go? The stereo. Min-Woo used to play it for me. Ouch. Headache. Another flashback.
미녀가 이 노래 어때? 괜찮지?
응.
요즘 우리 회사에서 밀고 있는 가수거든. 이해만 잘 되면 우리 회사도 대박 나는 건 시간 문제야.
잘 되면 좋겠다.
얘 얼굴도 얼마나 예쁜데. 어때? 한번 소개시켜줄까?
아니, 난 됐어.
뭐 어때? 그냥 만나만 보는 건데.
그런 거 익숙하지 않으니까.
아휴, 하여튼 숙기가 없다니까. 그렇게 살다간 눈 깜짝할 사이에 하라방탱이 돼버린다 너.
어쩔 수 없지.
근데 너 그건 괜찮아?
그거라니?
그거 어머니가 너한테 있잖아. 견디기가 힘들면 나한테 말해. 내가 어떻게 해볼 테니까.
아니, 난 괜찮아. 어머닌 날 사랑하셔.
이 자식. 그렇게 참는 것만이 해결책은 아니야. 솔직히 말해서 아버지가 그렇게 된 게 네 책임은 아니잖아. 아무리 어머니라고 해도 그렇게까지 해드릴 필요는 없어. 에휴, 아무튼 너무 무리하지 마.
알았어. 고마워, 형.
그래서 얘 만나볼 거야? 안 만나볼 거야?
Ouch, my head. The headache is getting worse and worse. The memory with Min-Woo flashbacked like a movie. What was happening between me and my mother? Why can't you remember any of this? How come I forgot everything related to the memory? What is happening to me? Oh, a picture fragment. That one's much bigger than the previous one. So, our family photo. As I held my father's arm in my hand, I suddenly felt calm and dove into deep thought. Our family photo. Yep, that was a much bigger piece. Give up that for the moment. Now, why do I smell gasoline in here? Oh, I can hide inside that cabinet. Good to know. There are matchsticks inside the book. Lucky! Why is there matchsticks literally everywhere? I'd like them more if I wasn't being killed all the time whenever I lit them. And when we played the piano so well, would I be able to hear it again? Shit, I dropped the stick by mistake. Shit, my sleeve is caught on something. Oops, I touched the string. Would it be alright? Like this room was just attract the killer like I really want him here. The guitar is Mimu's favorite. If I knock it down, he will surely kill me. Obtained a chocolate bar. I feel like the killer has to be in here after all that noise I made. There is nothing useful. Obtained a carrot. There is nothing. Obtained a carrot. There is nothing. Now I'm gonna save my game right here. I have a sneaking suspicion that when he smelled gasoline, if he lights a match in this room, he's gonna burn. But I want to confirm if this is true or not. Why didn't say any shinies? Nah, I'm gonna load one more time because I don't want to waste. Even though I'm probably have a lot of matches, I don't like wasting match. I could have just said load as opposed to restart the game. But I want to make sure I don't. I'm such a conservative when it comes to this stuff. I want to save my matches. I conserve my supplies. Since the shinies can sometimes be a little bit hard to spot, just making sure there's not like a shiny I'm missing. Doesn't seem like it though. So I'll save my match. Now, is the killer still in here? I don't know. My guess is actually yes. Obtained a chocolate bar. Actually, it doesn't seem like he is. There's no shinies in here either, though. Oh wait, the person's hiding in the corner. I can see them there. Well, let's do it.
거기 누구야?
It's a voice cutscene, so we're about to meet a character, obviously.
유나? 거기서 뭐 하는 거야?
It was Yuna, who was hiding at the center in the corner of the storage room. She was crouching against the wall, shaking her body, just like a poor animal driven into the corner. She was holding up a candlestick in her hand, as if to protect herself, and the sharp edge of the candlestick was glistening within the darkness.
민혁이 너였어?
Was that you? Don't you mean, is that you? It was me a moment ago, but it's no longer me, pulls off his face. I know this because it's a Korean translated game, but anyways. Yuna is my sister, who is 1 year younger than me, but she does not treat me as an elder at all. She seemed to consider me as a rival because she was too proud of herself. Indeed, too proud. I did not really care, but Yuna always spoke to me curtly when I was around her. Anyways, I was so happy to see somebody alive. I slowly approached Yuna.
가까이 오지 마. 이 살인마야.
Oh. Okay.
뭐라고?
Yuna shouted out shrilly, holding up a candlestick higher.
나한테서 떨어져. 안 그러면 이걸로 찔러버릴 거야.
And though she was holding it unstable, the candlestick still looked quite dangerous. I stopped there lest somebody might get hurt.
그게 무슨 말이야? 내가 살인마라니.
Now, I will admit the thought that maybe you're the murderer because of your amnesia had crossed my mind, but I was actually thinking that wasn't the solution. I've heard this game actually has quite a good story, and I feel like I'm a murderer. I feel like his amnesia is related to something else, and he's not actually the person killing people. Anyways, we'll go on though.
지금 몰라서 물어? 네 옷에 묻은 피를 봐.
피라고? 아, 이 피는...
I looked at my shirt and found out it was dotted with blood. Kind of hard to tell because it's a red shirt, but hey, whatever. It must have been stained when I first found Mother. I recall the image of Mother's dead body, which I have not been thinking for a while.
어머니...
But this is not the time to be lost in his despair. Lost in his despair. I might be accused of Mother's killer, if I do not explain it well to Yuna.
난 사람을 죽이지 않았어.
거짓말 하지 마. 아까 날 죽이려고 했던 것도 너였지?
아까라고? 무슨 일이 있었는지 모르겠지만 그건 오해야. 난 이제 막 방에서 나왔을 뿐이야.
시끄러워. 아무튼 다가오지 마.
Yuna did not trust my words at all. How come did all these happen? That's a question I ask myself every day. Mother is killed, I'm chased by a killer, and my own family is accusing me of homicide. It has been an endless series of dull and unchanging life until I went to bed last night.
유나야, 어머니가 돌아가셨어.
뭐?
내 방에 쓰러져 계신 걸 발견했어.
거짓말.
내가 발견했을 땐 이미 아마 살해당하신 것 같아. 바닥에 피가 장난 아니었어. 처음 발견했을 때 너무 놀라서 넘어졌는데 아마도 이 피는 그때 묻은 걸 거야.
그럴 리가 없어. 아까까지만 해도 살아계셨는데.
나도 믿을 수 없었어. 아직까지 실감이 나지 않아.
어머니.
그리고 널 습격한 것도 내가 아니야. 널 쫓아온 녀석이 어떻게 생겼는지 확실히 봤어?
아니. 그치만 앞이 하나도 안 보이잖아.
She's seen nothing and blames me for being a killer? That was beyond irresponsible. However, I could understand that girl alone in this darkness could be so flustered.
나도 어떤 이상한 녀석에게 죽을 뻔했어. 어쩌면 그 녀석이 어머니랑 사문형을 죽였을지도 몰라.
뭐라고? 사문 오빠도?
아니, 정확히 본 건 아닌데 형 방에서 누군가 살해당하는 것 같았어.
But it seemed that someone was killed in his room. There are definitely spelling errors. But I'm actually liking the game quite a bit. Though its probably biggest flaw is the fact that the Korean people who made the game seem to have been the ones that tried to translate it. Because while there's a few small things here and there, but the English is definitely standing out in places. I'm finding it enjoyable so far though.
그럴 리가.
자칫하면 나도 당할 뻔했지만 다행히 날 못 보고 지나쳤어.
And actually what you just said there is exactly how I feel. At least it's easy to tell what they're saying. That's the case for me. I can understand what they're saying. It's not like the English is getting in the way where I cannot understand what they're trying to talk about. So for the fact that I can actually understand what they're talking about, there's not been a moment I've been confused what they're trying to refer to. That's what's more important to me is and that's also true when I talk to people from other countries. I don't care if they speak like perfect English or anything. As long as I understand what they're saying, that's the most important thing to me. Anyways.
아마도 널 습격한 녀석은 그 녀석일 거야. 이 집에 우리 말고 누군가 있어. 그 살인마 같은 게.
Yuna collapsed onto the floor, as if she was sentenced to death. To be frank, I also want to fall down next to her. Out of context. We were silent for a while in hopelessness of this situation.
나가고 싶어. 여기서 나가고 싶단 말이야.
Of course, I agree with Yuna. I want to get out of this house as soon as possible, but I think it is also important to know what is going on around us. We do not have the luxury to waste time in confusion without knowing anything. What should I ask her? About Blackout, about other brothers, where she's been. Give up. Let's talk about the Blackout first.
그런데 집이 왜 이렇게 어두운 거야? 그리고 셔터가 내려가 있던데 무슨 일이지?
Yuna seemed to be disturbed by my question for a moment, but soon her facial expression came back to normal. It could have been just my feeling.
너 정말 아무것도 모르는구나. 아마도 보안 장치가 작동된 것 같아.
It seems like an oversight that a security system would turn out all the power in the house. That seems like whoever designed the security system, I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. It's like, hey, security system, you know, if a killer comes in the house and the security system is activated, let's turn off all the lights and all the power. Good job.
보안 장치?
그것 때문에 창문이고 입구고 나갈 수 있는 곳은 전부 막혀버렸어.
Come to think of it, it occurs to me that the mom was going to install a new security system that her acquaintance recommended. I'm just saying that a security system that literally turns out the power in your home is probably not a good security system. I know that there are rooms that do that, but like, let's say a killer comes into your house, and let's say, because you know, you're not going to be expecting the killer to come, and then someone activates the security system. If you're like in your room and all the power turns out, what are you going to do? Because you're in the darkness with the killer. I mean, anyways, they're going from there. I assumed that would be just a simple alarm system and did not think much of it. But it turns out to be such an absurd device that blocks all exits out of the mansion.
그뿐만이 아니야. 하필 정전까지 겹쳐서 문이 열리지도 않아.
The activation of the security system, the subsequent blackout, and the presence of a killer. The timing is too precise to be considered as a simple coincidence. It's a security system made by the killer to kill us all. About other brothers.
혹시 다른 식구들은 어디 있는지 알아?
Probably not on account that you seem to be the first one she met and she accused you of being the killer, so yeah. How do killers see in the dark? Well, I mean, they could have like night vision goggles. Just an idea. Or maybe they're a vampire. Ooh.
글쎄, 나도 정전이 되고 나서는 본 적 없어. 나처럼 어딘가 숨어 있을지도 모르지.
큰 소리로 불러보면 어떨까?
미쳤어? 지금 밖에 살인마가 돌아다니고 있다니까? 큰 소리를 내면 나 여기 있다고 광고하는 꼴이 되잖아.
아, 그렇지.
Murderers, what a pain. Yuna looked at me as if I am a fool. I should stop saying something silly. But she calls me crazy? That's too harsh. Calling me a fool, that's one thing. But if you're gonna say I'm crazy, then you're pushing your limits here, Yuna. Where she have been?
난 2층 식당에서 요리를 하고 있었는데 갑자기 정전이 돼서 아무것도 안 보였어. 난 걱정이 돼서 어머니를 살펴보려고 올라왔는데 갑자기 어디선가 비명이 들리는 거야. 그래서 무서워서 도망가려고 했는데 그때 누군가 다가오는 게 보였어. 누구냐고 물어봐도 대답을 안 하고 계속 다가왔어. 그래서 뒤도 안 보고 달렸어. 방금도 살인마가 쫓아오는 줄 알고 무서워 죽는 줄 알았잖아.
아, 미안. 그랬던 거구나.
She may well be so frightened out of her wits. I just jumped out behind her. I give up.
이제 어떻게 하면 좋아? 우린 꼼짝없이 여기 갇혔어. 다 죽고 말 거야.
Yuna's shoulder started to shake feebly. It's been a long time since I saw her crying when we were little. It's not appropriate to think about this, but she seems a little bit cute now. Jesus, this is fucking... Anyways, as she looked like an ordinary girl in difficulty. I was not sure what I could say to soothe her, so I came close to comfort her.
뭐 하는 거야?
I'm just imagining him walking in place, like, you know those... Okay, the footsteps stopped. I was hoping to keep on going, like looping footsteps down. It makes it sound like he was coming, like running up against the wall, like an old horror game. As I stepped up, Yuna swung the candlestick, aiming at my throat. It barely stopped in the air. The gap was just paper thin, so if somebody might have seen it, it could have looked as if the scene from a martial art film. Of course, it is not because Yuna could wield the weapon like a sword master, but just because she swung it without any consideration that this scene was made. She has never learned any martial arts before. If I had just taken half a step closer, Yuna could have stabbed me right against the intention. A cold chill passed through my spine when I realized that.
왜 그래?
함부로 다가오지 마. 아직 널 못 믿겠으니까.
이건 오해라니까?
오해든 뭐든 지금은 아무도 믿을 수 없어.
She seemed to be frightened too much to think straight. She was protecting herself instinctively. She was so extremely cautious against me that I almost felt as if she simply wanted me to be the killer. How can I resolve this misunderstanding? Let's go back a step anyway now. As I stepped back a few steps, she seemed a little comforted, but her watchful eyes were fixated on me.
어떻게 해야 날 믿어줄 수 있겠니? 여기서 계속 이러고 있을 순 없잖아. 밖으로 나갈 방법이라도 알면 좋을 텐데.
We cannot prolong the confrontation of meaningless misunderstandings for too long. It is certain that the storage room will not stay safe forever as well.
매달.
Medallions. Well, two things. First of all, the killer was definitely in this room earlier. That's what we encountered before we even saw her, so... Yuna started to talk as if she was recalled something.
매달이 있으면 나갈 수 있어.
Wait, was this mansion developed by Spencer? Or developed by Trevor, to be precise? Because medallions, are you gonna tell me I need medallions to open up doors and specifically flavored keys?
매달이라고?
보안 장치를 해제시키는 메달이 있다고 들은 적이 있어. 층마다 다른 4개의 메달이 있어서 그걸 사용하면 보안 장치가 풀린다고. 민호 오빠가 보안 관계자랑 말하는 걸 들은 적이 있어.
그게 정말이야?
응, 틀림없어.
I have never heard of a backup power supply or a medallion. If Minho knew that, why did he not tell the family about it before? The piano cue, suspicions raised. Anyways, if Yuna is correct, it might be unexpectedly simple to get out of here. To be quite frank though, and be quite honest, if I was like a billionaire, I'd want to develop a house which had specifically used keys, a medallion opening doors. Maybe it's because I'm a horror lover, but I'd want some overly complicated house full of puzzles. It'd be inconvenient, but I would love it. We only need to locate the medallions.
만약 네가 위험을 무릅쓰고 메달을 구해온다면 나 널 믿을 수 있을지도 몰라. 어차피 너도 여길 빠져나가려면 그 메달이 필요하겠지?
그렇겠지.
그럼 결정된 거네?
그럼 그 메달들 어디 있는지 혹시 알아?
글쎄. 그러고 보니 전에 안방에서 본 것 같아.
The sitting room.
안방.
Yeah, the sitting room. Is there a room that y'all just sit in? I mean, I'm sure there's actually a common term, but...
어쩌면 4개 전부 거기에 있을지도 몰라.
You really think all 4 medallions are gonna be in the same place? This girl's never played a horror game before.
그럼 좋겠지만.
It was not reliable information, but it would be worthy to check out there. I can't do nothing but to grasp at every straw I see. He sees a straw sticking out of a cup. He reaches out and grasps it. I am at least grateful that I now know a way to get out of this place. The sitting room is just beneath the storage room, so it won't be a long trip to get there.
메달은 찾았어?
아직 못 찾았어.
뭐야, 기대했는데.
Trust me. Am I being trustworthy to her? Good. Shall I try a little harder? Alright, save after all that. To be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. It's been a while since we've really been back in gameplay that the killer might show up and go with all the matchsticks. I guess I better stay alive for a little bit longer. 5 matchsticks, that's nice. I'm just looking for things. Okay, so I need to get a medal. I'm gonna make that my priority because I feel like the killer might show up to kill her pretty soon if I don't do anything. I'm gonna check things though. Where am I actually according to the map? The map? Apparently I'm next to Minho's room and the sitting room. I've not explored either of those though. We'll save my game for the moment. I'm gonna save my game a lot in this game. I can already feel it. Matchsticks. Lucky. To be honest, I have a bajillion matchsticks. The door is locked. So the way into that room is locked. Got it. Let me continue to try and sneak by before the killer shows up or whatever. Nothing on any of these, actually. Let's go on down. Being me, I need to look around at things. Actually, where am I according to this now? Jeez. I haven't got a feel for everything yet. Apparently I'm next to the stairway. There's other rooms, I guess. I didn't realize this was a hallway, though.
형!
Oh! It's him!
형! 잠깐 기다려, 형!
뭐냐? 너랑은 더 할 말이 없다고 했던 것 같은데.
이게 이렇게 그냥 넘어갈 일이야?
그럼 뭘 어쩌라는 거냐?
형이 계속 그렇게 고집을 피운다면 나도 가만히 있지 않겠어.
그래?
뭐든지 늘 형 마음대로 될 거라고 착각하지 마. 형은 어릴 때부터 항상 그런 식이지. 이젠 아버지 흉내라도 내려고 그래. 그런 건 이제 넌더리나. 나도 참을 만큼 참았어.
닥쳐! 자기 자신밖에 모르는 녀석이 누굴 탓할 자격이 있다는 거야?
그러는 형이야말로 자기 자신밖에 모르니까 유산을 독차지하려는 거 아니야? 왜 아무 말도 못해? 뭐라고 말 좀 해보시지. 유산을 독차지해서 어쩔 셈이야. 형이 그렇게 강압적이니까 다들 신경을 곤두세우는 거잖아.
넌 아무것도 모르고 있어. 그런 네 녀석과는 더 이상 할 말이 없다.
뭐라고? 내가 모르는 게 뭔데? 아무것도 모르고 있는 건 오히려 형이야.
조금은 성장하는 게 어때? 언제까지 부잣집 도련님 행세를 하려는 거냐?
또 그런 말로 어물쩍 넘어가려고. 형! 기다려! 형! 형!
So he started seeing the memory even before he flashed back fully. Another illusion accompanied by sharp pain strikes in because he didn't say in my head. The confrontation between Minyo and Minwoo. It was because of the family fortune left by my father. Minyo wanted to inherit all the property to himself and to keep the family together, but other brothers thought differently. Minwoo especially wanted to share the property equally and live a free life he longed for. That was why there were constant frictions between Minho and Minwoo. I could do nothing between them, although I could understand each other's position. I did not have the right to barge in. If only father were alive, my brothers would not need to fight over money in the first place. It's all because of me. I ruined everything. If only father were alive, mother would not have been killed. I took out the ornament left by my father and held it in my hand. Father, what should I do? Battery. Might be useful at some point. I wish I had a flashlight. Obtain the battery. Matchsticks. Lucky! Obtain 8 matchsticks. I'm also gonna save my game right there. Obtain the chocolate bar. Nice old bed to wait in.